the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Mystic. She's mystic.
Well, because I don't have the current show popping up on my Facebook feed, so I don't know. John, are we on my Facebook page?
Is everything good go? I don't know if people are responding or.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I don't know why it didn't pop up yet. I'll refresh it on the break. Anyway,
I did do that.
Guy Fieri.
He's
good.
Guy Fieri, he's going to be opening up his third restaurant here in Las Vegas, and it's going to be coming up on what used to be Bally's. He's opening up the Guy Fieri's Flavortown Sports Kitchen at what is now the Horseshoe on the Strip. It'll be a prime destination for guests to watch sporting events while enjoying Fieri's signature American-style cuisine and bold flavors. It will be a 6,540 square feet seating space, up to 279 people in the main dining area and rotunda. We'll also have a 360-degree island bar that will feature decorative liquor displays and LED screens for sporting games. The chef's third restaurant, which, by the way, I'm doing this as a favor to my buddy Richie Marsigliano's Pizza and More on Sahara and Cimarron, this upcoming Friday the 27th at 9 p.m. on the Travel Channel, I think is Guy Fieri show. Anyway, Diners, Drive-In, and Dives.
Yes.
Richie Marsigliano's Pizza and More is going to be the featured show this Friday night, the 27th. As I understand it, Fieri hit a few Las Vegas restaurants. There was another one last week, a Moroccan restaurant, I believe. But this Friday, hello, Jennifer in Hawaii. Thank you for tuning in. This Friday, Marsigliano's is going to be featured on Guy's show. Last but not least, we're still on time by a minute, thank goodness. You guys remember the Artesian Hotel there off the Sahara down off the dive?
This is going to be a good one.
What do you think they're doing to the hotel? If you were to take a guess, Patrick, although you might know it since you're up on this stuff too. What do you think? You know what they're doing down there? All right. So do you know what they're doing down there?
No, I have ideas, but I don't want to say it out loud.
Well, you can say it out loud. We're on the internet. You can't say anything wrong.
I'm just going to let it.
So it is
really good, folks.
All right. Especially if you're into it. Las Vegas's first cannabis-friendly hotel. The Artisan Boutique is undergoing a multi-million-dollar renovation as it John's on his way there now to order a room in advance. It's transforming into a new name called the Lexi. 64-room hotel concept will be the first in Vegas to introduce the idea of cannabis-friendly hospitality. Now, here's the thing. It's only going to be on one floor. Fourth floor is going to be allowed for the cannabis consumption, but it's the start. Developers say the rooms located on the pot-friendly fourth floor will feature a state-of-the-art restore air filtration system that employs advanced oxidation cell AOC technology. So the owner, whose name is Alex Rizk, R-I-Z-K, of Elevation Hotels and Resorts, he's the brainchild behind this, saying that the property will, quote-unquote, normalize the idea of cannabis in travel. So there you have it. Hey, Frank Pizarro's out there. George Dio's out there. By the way, programming note. Thank you, Frank. Food Network. Thank you, Jennifer. For some reason, my feed is not working. Now it's up there. Never mind. I'm lying because it just showed up. While I have George in the chat room, next Saturday, I will not be in studio. I will be in Northern California hosting an event for Kiwanis. I'm actually hosting a gala that night, so I'm going up to San Jose. However, there will be an Aaron's Hour show. I will not be in two places at one time. I'm not that good. George Miklos, one of my co-hosts for The Roundtable, who's also an entertainer, radio guy, movie guy, the whole thing. He will be my guest host. He's my fill-in guest host. Johnny Carson had Jay Leno.
Nice.
And his guest coming in will be none other than a local filmmaker. You might know this gentleman, Rick Shipley. He says George thinks you might know. Rick Shipley, local movie
I'll have to look him up. I meet people or connect to people.
I know
daily. It's to filter them all. I haven't worked with him on set.
Right. If you remember back in the day, We Are the World and everybody holding hands and all that.
Yes.
This lady's hands, if you wrap everybody's hands to these that she tries to put together, she probably wrapped the globe 3 times with everybody that
I believe that.
Hugging.
Yes.
So anyway, make sure you tune in next Saturday for Aaron's Hour and see if George can carry my mantle, which I know he will, otherwise I'm just busting him. He will be here. He will be hosting the show with Mr. Shipley. George is actually doing something with him at the time, working on a screenplay together, and Rick will be here in studio, so make sure you tune in for that. With that, it's time to step aside for our first break because I need to take a breath as I'm saying all this without even breathing. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
I'm Miss Murder, and I have a question for you. Have you ever explored the beauty in horror? I'm Mercedes M. Yardley, known as Miss Murder. I'm a dark fantasist who wears poisonous flowers in my hair. Among my many titles, I'm the author of the Stabby award-winning book titled Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, A Tale of Atomic Love, as well as winning the prestigious Bram Stoker Award for my novella, Little Dead Red. My short story, Loving You Darkly, also received a Bram Stoker nomination. Check out all of my titles at www.mercedesmyardley.com, where I remind you that all things are.
Hi, I'm George Miklos.
Hi, I'm Rick Upchurch.
Hi, I'm Aaron Phillips, and we are
The Round Table. Check us out.
Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Time Live.
on Facebook page as well as WWDBTV.
Already on. We're on. That was
Welcome back to Aaron's Hour. The tradition of giving your host a 3, 2, 1 countdown to get back on the
too quick.
still continue, even though there is
Put it
a.
up on the screen for you.
But I'm talking this way. You got to put it over here now. Anyway, hi Lori. Good to see you out there, George. Everybody, thank it. By the way, as you're watching this, please feel free to hit the share button in the lower corner of the chat room. Please reshare it. We appreciate it. Also, a shout out to everybody who's listening on the Worldwide Digital Broadcasting phone app. That's right. If you have an Android, you can download it right now from your Play Store and take us on the go. And if there's no show playing, guess what? You'll hear great music. Now, if you have an iPhone product, an Apple product or device, this is literally breaking news and hot off the press. Why? Because the Apple app is they're growing the tree. John, what do you want? Finally, the Apple product for the WWDBTV LV on the Apple product is finally available for you to download. So we're now on all devices, Android, Apple. Maybe if you stick some tinfoil on your rabbit ears, you might get us too. I don't know. And we're on Roku if you missed the show. So thank you to everybody. Special shout out to everybody who's listening on the app.
Yes, yes.
Boy, all this business you have to do running these shows.
But you do it so well.
It's a
So you do it
mouthful,
so
but you're
well.
doing
You do
it.
it.
I need it. This is why as soon as we're off the air, like 101, I crash and I'm ready for a nap.
That's
Let me
it,
tell you,
that's
the
it.
adrenaline
Yes.
pops out. All right, listen, we've had fun in the first segment, but there's a reason we have this lovely person here sitting with us, not to make Patrick and I look good, because God knows we
No,
use
this
all
is-
the help we can get.
This is an important part of extra sharing right now.
But Nicole Vegas, really, Nicole, I mean, Nicole's kind of, she sends me her bio and listen, military, Air Force, she can kick her ass if you look at her wrong, because while she's done, John, he's leaving the studio now. He's afraid as a former Marine, or though you never were a former Marine. Let's see, you also were part of the North Las Vegas Police Force. You delivered mail, which is probably the scariest job you've ever had. Tons of volunteer work across the valley. Listen, she brings people together so much so that she's got so much going on that now she's brought enough people together. Your phone's ringing off the hook for movie stuff, acting, producing, and presenting, and like we have
carpet events.
What
and
is the? I know we have the flyer
Yes,
somewhere
yes.
on here. The name of the movie that you want to talk about specifically that is coming out is what?
Desert Fiends, and I'm working alongside Sean C. Phillips, the writer
It's
director.
got a great last name.
Yeah, but a lot of people think it's Sean C., but it's Sean with a C. Phillips.
Oh, middle initial.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
middle initial.
Get it right.
He usually does the films out in Burbank, California. I said, if you come out to Vegas and do a spotlight on the business and talent out here, I would love to work with you, help
Sure.
help produce. And so far, it's been great. There's a campaign going on because some of those celebrities are freaking expensive. They're really expensive.
I can be bought just for a meal. I mean, I'm
It's a
okay.
VLC sold right here.
Right there.
Here
I'm
we go.
good.
Oh, I
Said
need to use
it.
a haircut and she can buy me.
Trim the
You're
goatee.
right. That's how it works. So,
Yes.
So
Wow.
right now, I just had a meeting with Neil Patel. He wants to be part of it. And David
yes.
Rodriguez, he does
I
sound.
know both of those. I know David for a while, and I had Neil on my show last month.
Yes.
That's right.
He has a
Yeah,
big
guys.
things coming on too with the Bollywood Hollywood film festivals. I'll be a judge on there.
Right.
And he wants to also support then Desert Fiends, which is really important because it's going to be my first feature film here in Vegas, like putting everything together. Took like 3 weeks to do those locations locked down. Really beautiful locations. I hope you guys are on board though. I really want this to be like a team
We're going to walk
effort.
the plank together. We're coming on board.
You hear that? All right, we got it. We got it. We got it on video. We got it on video.
So let's just recap the movie.
Yes.
It is a horror film. Okay.
Yes.
If I want to get that scared, I just look at my checking account. I really don't need to. So I was hired by Joe Lujan. Do you know Joe?
I do. I was a featured zombie in one of his films.
So back in August, we did CrossFit together, so we know each other very well. And in August, I was on the road to Arizona, and he messages me, "Hey, I have a little voiceover piece for his last movie, Live Escape."
Two.
And this is the most
second
recent one. Yes.
Okay.
So I played a sergeant on the radio calling out for his police officers who were in the escape room trying to help people. 15 seconds, if at all. So he sends me the link. So that, first of all, I have to download it for $2.99 on Amazon. Okay, which I wouldn't have minded.
Help those indie filmmakers.
But no, but I wouldn't have minded that. I'd rather just give Joe the $3 because it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I can maybe be in them, but watching them, I saw Jaws when I was a kid in 1974. I haven't been in the ocean since, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Dun it. So, but anyway.
Congratulations on that. So
thank
that
you.
people can find you on your IMDb page.
Well, right. You got it now.
And it's funny you say that because after I did that, I actually did create, because Joe was kind enough to make it an IMDb credible link. So I created my page. I do have a few other pieces I have to upgrade. And then what I'm doing is I created a distributor page for all my shows.
Amazing.
So that this way guests and everybody can come on and they can take a credit for being a guest on the show as well. However, asked me the last time when I touched my IMDb page about 6 months ago because I got very distracted, but at least that's up there. My voice is up there. Anyway, so here's the story behind Desert Fiends. Follow 6 friends who break down in the middle of nowhere, a desert perhaps, on the way to a concert and encounter with the Desert Fiends, a deranged family that lives in the desert, killing anyone they come across. Sounds like a weekend at Bernie's.
It's gonna be. I mean, we're gonna make those death scenes count. It has to.
Well, you only die once, don't you? In theory.
Oh, it could look like you're dead. Maybe you.
That's right.
Get saved at then. Who knows? We don't know. I do want to share though that we're going to the Days of Dead event next month. It's a 3-day event. I hope I see you guys there too.
Get us the
I have a
information.
booth.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be going there.
Where's it being held?
At the Plaza.
Yeah, the Plaza. That's right. You're making big inroads over there.
Yeah, so it's just connecting people to the resources. And a lot of people, this is an opportunity for them to be part of a feature film here. A horror film, of course, but down the road, film
I think
festivals.
I think I can act in it without a problem. Watching it.
You want to have like a death scene?
No, I could. That's what I'm saying. I could do that. I have no problem. But going back to watch it later on as a completed
you'll love
film.
it. I think you'll be a fan then after
Well,
you
let's
see
do
yourself.
it. Get me in there. I'll play dead very easily. Like I said, I just put blood. I go.
It's more than it's a little bit more than that,
Well,
but they tear
Listen,
you
I act
apart.
every week when I do these shows. Nobody realizes it. Okay. I had somebody one time tell me that doing what I do is not. I'm not an entertainer by doing this.
You are an entertainer.
Thank you.
I
That's
believe
all
so,
I
too.
need to hear because I took that comment to umbrage.
Yes.
But anyway, all right.
Yes.
So that's a bit. So first of all, let's start. How did you get into this? How did you even make inroads to be part of this?
So I've worked with Sean C. Phillips for a few other movies. The first one, I just had a small part, but then I enjoyed his sets. And the more I worked with him, the more I wanted to put in then as a producer. I really love the passion he has. And he's great. He loves horror movies. He's always sharing other people's movies. He's a team player. I love that part of it. So he reached out to me about Desert Fiends, and I thought about it. He told me the whole story behind it. The script sounds real, it's really good. The thing is, though, I was like, how about we do this in Las Vegas? He's never been, he's always done it in Burbank, California. So he got back to me, let him think about it. He goes, you know what? It sounds good. Locked down these locations that are really, really amazing too.
Now, did you have to get permission through the Nevada film company?
So the place that I went to, they had to get permission and doing the permits that way with the LLCs. And then I had to get overtime for certain people. I have to be careful because I don't want everybody being there because it will be a closed set unless they have permission.
Sure.
But really phenomenal. So that part, and now I'm getting ordering the barrels. We have these toxic barrels. So we found in one. I went through Marketplace. The guy's like, you can come by now. I have 2 of them. No, I said, I'll wait till you get all 4 of them. So,
I drank out of those barrels once. They were whiskey barrels, Irish. And that's what they really became. Now
you should have that, huh? No, this will be like a toxic waste barrel.
Kind of the ones that they found up in Lake Mead is the one
from Yucca Mountain. So this story can be some truth to it. There's Yucca Mountain that has chemical waste. And there is concerts out in the middle of nowhere. This happens. The things that will happen though, like with the massacres and the death, that would never happen in real life. This is all pretend, right?
That's right. As we always like to say,
except if you end up in Lake
enjoyment,
Mead.
Entertainment only. Right?
If you end up in Lake Mead, that could happen too. I mean,
that's right.
But I have to say, kudos to you. You brought Mr. Phillips in from the world of Hollywood to Las Vegas. To do this, to begin this whole
but he's believing in me. He's believing in me.
And your career and your professionalism.
All I ask though for every film I've been on for his, I usually smash somebody over the bottle, over their head. No, no one wants to volunteer.
Oh, really?
Oh, you know
Yes,
what?
a real bottle, like not a
Oh,
real
no,
bottle.
yeah,
Only if I can have a wee bit of
Jamaican.
Jamison
Let
beforehand.
him empty it out first. Well, if it gets me on set and you want to smash a bottle over my head, I'm good for it. So you can go to the IMDb Pro page, by the way. You'll find it there, Desert Fiends. So yes, Sean C. Phillips is a director, written by, I guess, his brother Ethan. I'm assuming some
Yeah,
relative.
they're writing this together.
Okay, and then the producers is Sean and some lady by the name of Nicole Butler. I don't know
I
if
heard
that's
of her. She's very by the book. She's very hardworking. I
very
heard of
disciplined.
Nicole Butler.
I see her right here. Yeah.
You see her? I see her. Yeah, I'm Nicole Vegas. I know people get confused sometimes, but there is a Nicole Butler that
Yes.
likes to help with producing and being
She's
there.
very quiet behind the scenes.
She's quiet. She's too busy working
Very
really hard.
unassuming.
Just like I know that you have somebody that you work with too.
I do, and that person will remain dead. Anyway, also cinema photographer Cameron Jute or Jute. How is he? Do you know how he?
Jute.
Jute. Okay. Just want to give everybody credit because listen, filmmaking, and I've never been there. I mean, I've been behind the scenes to watch TV shows and things like that. But there's reasons movies take months to a year, 2 years. George Miklos, he's been in movies. You've probably been on the same set as George at some point, for all you know. But George has been doing movies and backgrounds for many years, and it takes a lot. It doesn't take one take. I mean, I pride myself when you hear voiceovers. I read the script, I get it done in one take. I think I'm happy, right?
Mhm.
But movies are not made that way because there's something that always has to change. The director wants try it this way, and you can do a scene 100 times. Different, hold your head this way, hold your head this way, right? I mean, it
With
goes
different
into it.
angles, and then it's not just you have your dialogue,
Right.
but we still have to do all ours, and
Right.
then it's to you. Now it's your turn, but we still have to still continue with the same scene, but it's a different take
Right.
on it. So you get to learn the slate, the
Right.
PA, the grip. We also have Eric Yoder. He's going to be doing the FX
Okay.
and the special effects and everything like that. So I want to give props to him because he's
Absolutely.
actually going to make my son's head. I don't want to give it away on this. What's happening to my 11-year-old?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we don't want to do that.
But he is having a head prop.
There you go. Special shout out
Oh,
to
that's great.
Chief, who's in the chat room.
Yes,
Chief, good to see
Chiefy.
you, buddy. Shirley, thank you for jumping in. Mark Maynard, one of the best,
Hey,
if not
Mark.
the best.
Mark's got some great stuff coming up too.
Absolutely. Tribute artist for Frankie Valli as well. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Okay. So so if people want to reach out to you regarding supporting and investing in the movie, how would people go about doing that?
So we have a Desert Fiends page on Facebook.
Okay.
And you can also reach out to Nicole Vegas on Facebook or through my Instagram. Sean C. Phillips also has a cool duder on his Instagram and
Okay.
on his Facebook. It's just connecting. So let's work together. And if they do need to learn how to have an acting role, say they buy a speaking perk, if they need to go that route.
Mhm.
I have an acting coach, Frank Perillo from Dream Tracks Acting Academy out here, and he's really good. So if you don't have that background, I have resources so people can not be getting camera fright. Some people, they're just,
Like a stage fright?
Yeah,
kind of?
yeah,
So
yes.
you mentioned like pay for a part. What does that entail? What is that?
so I'm doing the
I realize it's a
campaign.
revenue generator. as
So,
well.
you get a part, depending, maybe you just want to be executive producer and you just want to be more on that part of it. But if you do want a part in it, then you can have something specifically just for you, which is really amazing.
Okay.
And that's what I like about the opportunity. You can kind of play with your role, being part of the feature film. Now, when you're on like a SAG set, you better exactly by the books, don't miss an R or the.
Right.
That's what I like about the indie film because you
Right.
can really have, the sky's the limit.
Right.
You can have so much fun.
And the SAG,
yes.
by the way, SAG stands for Screen Actors Guild, just in case you missed that and didn't know what she was referring to. Mr. John, the one-shot camera, the red light is blinking. I don't know if that means it's going to blow up or everything is good, so I just thought I'd give you a heads up there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we need to go to break so you can check that out?
No.
No, we're good?
No,
Okay.
good.
Just want to make sure. We could go to break if you want, but we're not going to.
If you want.
How about if we just do a reset? You're watching Aaron's Down with Aaron Phillips, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
With me today, Nicole Vegas and Patrick Frase is sitting in with us. We're having a good time today just talking about all the projects, the most recent project being a movie called Desert Fiends that Nicole is in, and some other stuff about what's happening. We'll get into that in a little bit. If you are having to leave us visually, just please remember to download the WWDBTV phone app to your Android, and for your Apple products, WWDBTV LV, as well to your iPhone and take us on the go. You can listen to the audio, and if you miss everything and you want to go back to all the information that Nicole is sharing. You can watch it on Roku. Just download on Roku, download the WWDBTV channel or WWDBTV on YouTube or Aaron's Hour page right here. Just go to the videos tab. And I don't know if there's any other place, but just pick one of them and rewatch it. Anyway.
And I'll be sharing it too on
Yes.
a lot of different platforms.
And I appreciate that. Yes,
because
you were all over.
Thank you so much thank you both for
Oh,
reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity and also supporting me so I can also give support
Sure.
back where is needed.
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to, if we'll talk more, of course, but we'll further that relationship with those folks as well.
She does.
Mark Maynard has a request from all of us.
Oh,
John, I need you to listen to this request. You could put it up. Well, you see it right there.
Okay.
Please start over with the show. He got here late. He wants to start over because he joined us late.
oh.
Okay.
So, okay, so now we're current.
Maynard Mark.
I hope
Frankie Valley. Okay. All right. So, when do you guys target or hope to start filming if you haven't already done so?
Target. What are we targeting here?
No, just-
Don't target. We embrace.
We embrace.
Oh, yes.
Target's
She
like,
got
I gotta
you,
hide from
Aaron,
me.
she got you.
It's funny. We're in an embrace.
We're in embracing
Production.
mood. That's right. So, what is the target date to start filming if you haven't already
Oh, I
started?
do. I already locked that in. It's March 26th to April 6th of this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
And if people are traveling, they can go on Groupon.
Okay.
And they can get good deals. I just saw it for Stratosphere, including resort fees for $40.
So if somebody
deal.
wants to come in and be part of the movie, they can do that.
Really, really affordable compared to California. I know you're talking about timeshares before.
Mhm.
I did book one for Sean. I'm going to check out though. So is there still the 3-day, 4 nights where people can do that hour and get a free stay that way?
You can go to just about any major resort like the Venetian and the shops or whatever, and they have the marketing booths.
And,
So, yes.
and that way they could travel and also.
But as an owner of timeshare, there might be a special that you can also just get directed. Who's your timeshare with? What is it with RCI?
Interval,
International.
Interval Platinum.
It's sick
we
that
have-
I've been out of timeshare for 15 years, and I can still direct people on how to do this. As an owner, you should be able to just call Interval International, tell them what you need, where, and they should be able to just do it that way.
Be
You shouldn't have to-
accommodating, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm coming April 1st. April Fool!
I was like, where you coming? Are you coming on the site? You might be there. It might not be an April Fool. I can't wait till we play this for you.
Maybe there's a role. Maybe there's like a death scene of 2 bald-headed guys, like brothers who are bald-headed.
Yeah.
We just we get taken out. Anyway,
Brothers.
we'll see. We'll talk after the show.
But there is so much to go on with this.
Yes.
It's not just
Yeah,
putting this feature film and
Right,
people that
of
want to
course.
be part of it because it's a pre-production,
Right.
post-production, feature the festivals that are going to be a part of this.
To present it.
Yeah, there's going to be a red carpet event. I would like to have a booth. The horror cons, the Days of the Dead. I really would like the team to be featured that way. And if everything way down that path that we're building and paving our way, I would like to have a sequel.
Absolutely.
I think when he was sharing with me, it could happen and make it really fun. So it's
I just love you're doing this all in Las Vegas.
I know.
Thank you for that. That's the best part.
thanks, Sean.
You're
He
not
could've been
going
like,
over
no.
the border. You're not going north. You're not going south. You're doing it in
It's all
Las
of
Vegas.
it's here. All of
Yeah.
it is here,
Right.
and it's people can make it a fun trip. There's so much things to
Sure.
do, like you were sharing.
Yeah,
Make it
absolutely.
fun.
There is. Listen, I'm here. We're all here long enough, and we could tell this to the cows come home. There is so much to do here that I remember when I first moved out here. Literally, the day I landed in my first apartment, waiting for the moving company, went out, bought the RJ, and back in that day, they had a section in there, which I don't recall what it was, the neon section, and listed everything. It was a pull-out section of everything that was going to be going on, like in the next week, all the shows and everything. It was pages and pages and pages. So while we're waiting for the moving company, I take that section of the page and I went and I hid in a little quiet corner of the apartment waiting for the moving truck. And I'm flipping through it. I'm circling. Oh, I want to see this. I want to see that. And I had probably 50% of newspaper covered in ink, right? My wife says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well," I open up that. I said, "I want to go see all of this stuff." And when you move here, you saw the mentality that you're a tourist. I got to do all this and I got to squeeze it in, right? She says, "You idiot, we live here now. You don't have to rush it." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I actually found that paper and I went back to look at it. I can count on less than one hand how many of those things I had circled that I want to see and do that I actually did.
Right.
Because when you live here, your mindset for all that is so different, you know.
It is.
But there is a lot to do and still family things to do and whatnot as well. So come on out, plan a weekend. We'll
Can
take
we
your
share
money.
a little something too?
Please, yeah.
So
Nobody's listening.
anybody that's
We'll
a
share it
military,
amongst us.
listen. Anybody that's a military veteran, you can go through VetTix. They
Okay.
give tickets away free to military veterans. You can go house seats, villa seats. I think it's like 50 for the whole year.
Okay, yeah,
Why
there's a
not?
slight membership, but you have to be available like then for something you grab,
Yes.
right? It's not like a couple of weeks notice. They let
Yeah,
you know.
they have things opening and then you grab it, but why not? There's so many
Absolutely.
things here to offer that is for free. It's so catering out here. It's very catering.
Yes.
I got to say this is it just hit me because between my other show that I do before the Slots Count Anywhere, Chief is Navy,
Yes.
you're Air Force.
Yes.
I got a jarhead over there, according to Chief. And so, on a Saturday, we're 50% of the people in here are military. And I don't want to say former because, like the Marines always say, once a Marine, you're always a Marine.
Absolutely.
So all together, I want to say, are you okay? Do you need a cough drop out there?
I'm like,
Cough
he's
drop?
got something going on.
So seriously, I mean, it hit me. So thank you to everybody that has protected our country, still does in the future, and all the families that support the military. And thank you for that, because
thank
if you read his
Okay,
bio,
I have to
I gotta share this because I read you were in the back, I think, signing the banner, and I shared it with Patrick. So folks, listen to this if you will, okay? Born in Buffalo, New York, which all into itself, you got to get out of there anyway with all that snow. So she got out of there. Upon graduating from high school, she got into the U.S. Air Force. And here's what, she was assigned to the Air Force Security Forces, which enabled her to be proficient, not just barely good at, but proficient in combat arms, self-defense, and law enforcement tactics. Okay? So when I said earlier in the show that she can kick your ass, she can kick your ass. Listen, she's a lady at heart, but I know, the mama protects their bears and friends and everybody else. So, and then when you came out here, North Las Vegas, police, and I think the scariest job you had to have had was being a postal sergeant.
So in law enforcement, it taught me a lot more, head always on a swivel. I mean, you never know what you're getting set up for, the domestics, the suicides. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
So there's, contain, control, and communicate. I think that helped me on the sets.
Absolutely.
For the post office now, as a mail handler, 70-pound sacks, I'm throwing this and I'm loading it up 12 hours.
Did dogs ever chase you at all? Did you ever have
No,
this
that's a carrier. I was in the warehouse.
Oh, you're in the
Getting
warehouse.
Nosebleeds.
Oh, I got
Getting
you.
nosebleeds, just so you know, because it's so dry in there. It was rough, and people would come up to me like, "You don't look like you fit in here." I go, "That's the story of my life, isn't it? Where do I fit in? I don't know."
Well, you certainly found your niche, at least here in Vegas, with all that you do for community support and all the nonprofits, Toys for Tots, the Burn Foundation, 3 Square, Just One Project, Shade Tree, and there's more and more and more and more in here. And vice president of the PTA of your school.
That was a rough one when I did the fall festival. I had 120 booths. The news came. Walk and talk. Everybody else had fun. So there's going to be someone that has to take one for the team and get things done. So everybody else is enjoying it. Just like on this production, everybody else is going to have a great time, but there's going to be someone. I think Nicole Butler.
She can handle
Nicole Butler is going to be helping, doing all that mess.
All you fiends out there, watch out.
And for you wrestling fans, we're not talking about the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. This is a whole different Fiend, by the way. All right.
Yes.
What do you have a question? You got to have some. I'm just going and going. You have a question?
Aren't you a drummer? I just saw a picture.
I know. I shared a picture beside that people may not know. Right?
No, I am a drummer. I've been playing drums for like 58 years. But and I've done. Here's the part of where I come in. I've never really been involved in the film industry, but I've been involved quite a bit in the theater industry, musicals. That's where I did a lot of music. I mean, playing in the last show I actually did was somewhere, and I did Annie Get Your Gun, and I really loved that show. I came from the theater side of working, like the Broadway theater, that kind of shows and everything. So all of this is new to me in some ways. And I really am enjoying hearing what you're going to be doing here in Las Vegas. So as a person who is much appreciative of the arts, I'm really happy to see that this is happening here in Las Vegas. I'm going to do my darndest to contribute. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for always being supportive. And you're doing it for everybody.
That's right.
That's just the way it should be. I mean, when I'm doing something for somebody, I enjoy that. I'm actually getting some things out of that in the sense that I feel like, okay, I can help. I've been given talents to do this, so that's why I'm there.
There is going to be a concert scene.
Here's
your drums.
Oh, I could be like Animal. You, pizza.
I don't know how those drums work.
One of the greatest pieces of music that I love listening to is drum solos. Yeah. Seriously, Charlie Rich and those, Buddy Rich or Charlie Pro, or whatever. I could sit and watch those.
My mentor was Gene Krupa. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Krupa's a mom. In fact, his birthday celebration was the 19th. He was born January 19th back
Right
in
on.
blah, blah, blah. But Krupa was, that's singing.
I could just listen to drum solos
Yes.
like for hours. By the way, can you go back to Patrick's one shot, please?
Good. Let's see
mind.
this. I want to
Okay,
hear
I
it.
want to go back. So why is his head disappearing? Why is his hat disappearing, Mr.
Can I
Producer?
touch it really quick?
Yeah, go ahead. See if it's it's there.
It's okay.
But it's fading in the background. I don't know. Is it green? Yes.
It's not my halo, I can tell you that much.
I mean, but if he took off the hat, but if he took off the hat, wasn't his head blued? He's like, I touched something blue. I'm like, no, you
Well, his head
didn't.
disappeared.
Well,
I thought the hat would come.
When I'm done with this, I go out and do the Blue Man Group.
That's right.
That's
right. Our call time is at 2:00. We'll both be there for that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, here's the thing. With what I've been doing this for 17.
Look out.
Yeah.
Careful.
All right. So my guardian angel, my police officer in life, just popped into the chat room. My wifey.
Oh.
I call her Robin for short, but not because she's short. But my wife Eileen is there in the chat room, so I now must watch. There you go. Nice. So I have to watch myself now that my wife's in the chat room.
She's traveling right now. She's
back home. She came home
she's
yesterday.
back here in Vegas. Okay.
I can kind of read. Maybe I do
That's
need
right.
glasses. I am in my 40s.
Mark says, "Nice to see you on Aaron's show, Nicole and Pat."
Thank you.
A couple of stars
great
and
to be here.
a couple of hearts. All right,
Oh.
we're going to go to our second break a tad early, so I can hopefully convince my wife to get the hell out of the chat room so I can talk freely. But I'm going to pay for that when I get home.
I think
I may pay for that right now during break.
I have a wife.
We'll make him have his lunch
25
right
years.
here.
I'm
He's going to have his
knuckle
lunch
sandwich
here.
right here.
It's going to be I'll be eating crow.
25
Anyway,
years.
when we come back, we got about 15 minutes. We'll figure out what to do. More conversation with Nicole, some other projects. I know Patrick and I don't want to spill too much, but Patrick and I are actually working on, he's working on something that hopefully will involve me. We'll shed a little light on that. With that, don't go anywhere. Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Thank goodness, because that is my name. We'll be right back.
I'm Miss Murder, and I have a question for you. Have you ever explored the beauty in horror? I'm Mercedes M. Yardley, known as Miss Murder. I'm a dark fantasist who wears poisonous flowers in my hair. Among my many titles, I'm the author of the Stabby award-winning book titled Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, A Tale of Atomic Love, as well as winning the prestigious Bram Stoker Award for my novella, Little Dead Red. My short story, Loving You Darkly, also received a Bram Stoker nomination. Check out all of my titles at www.mercedesmyardley.com, where I remind you that all things are dark, darling.
Right.
So new, so I talked to Kane Hodge.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
We're not startled.
Hi, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I got my good friends and guests here, Miss Nicole Vegas, Patrick Frase's on the far side, and John taking calls from his bookie during the break. So welcome back. We have a lot going on. So I kind of teased, and I'm very grateful for the fact that Patrick is in my corner for a lot of things, and Nicole is also. Patrick, you're working on, let's be clear about this, so it's a nice segue. You and I have been talking about hopefully something, maybe some conversations down at the Plaza, which is a hotel that Nicole was talking about.
That's right. And in fact, it's kind of interesting. A friend of mine just finished a show there.
Yes. You can give his name.
Frank Hermans.
Yes.
Hello, because I know you're going to be watching, because I want to make sure you're watching this. He just finished a show at the Plaza with his Legends All-Stars. They had a great show down there, and I went to one of the shows. And actually, I went to half of the show, Frank, I got to tell you, because what I was really doing was doing some side work for Aaron. I was stealthing around.
Stealthy.
Yes, because we're working on getting something very important for Aaron to do there at the Plaza. And I'm working behind the scenes. I've already contacted the person, but I just got to get them nailed down because they are very busy. I know that. And I respect that, but that doesn't mean I'm giving up. I mean, just I'm there. So Aaron, both of these people are going to be working sometime in the, very near future at the Plaza. And I'll be in the background waving and have maybe a shot of Jamison on
when we celebrate.
It'll be St. Patty's Day, won't it? Yes.
Every day of the year.
But seriously,
thank you. And I appreciate that.
I want to say this overall. It's big news because downtown is doing a great campaign right now on promoting it. The Plaza is in the heart of downtown.
Right.
And this is one of the
originals
downtown. The greatest things to hear right now for what's going on in Las Vegas is what's going on downtown. Mm-hmm. The Plaza is in the heart of it. Stay tuned, folks. Watch the news. Listen to this gentleman, Aaron, and future shows. There's going to be a lot of things going to be happening down there, and I know you'll be having guests on this because of that.
Yes, this is actually, I could tease it a little bit because back in December, I had, let's just say, a little mini talent show to kind of test what we had. Mystic Mona. Mm-hmm. I had a singer with me. I think George was with me on the show to do a little comedy. So we tested the waters with a little bit of a talent show kind of platform for that show, and it was well received. We'll just leave it at that. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to it. I'm leaving it, and I'm a pain in the ass to this guy because I'm like, have you heard of them yet? Have you heard of them yet? I'm only available on these days, because of my schedule.
Maybe
but
persistence works.
Reinforcements. Maybe we need a reinforcer to help.
We'll talk.
Yeah. I think we need to contact Nicole Butler. She knows somebody.
Yeah. Nicole Butler,
she's right here.
She's somewhere.
Because Nicole Vegas is too busy right now.
Nicole Vegas is too busy, but Nicole Butler is not.
She's behind the scenes. She gets a lot done.
Yeah,
she gets a lot done behind the scenes.
Yeah, she does.
But that would be great. Whatever. I would be very grateful for that. I'm going to say it this way: for it to come to fruition. I hope it will come to fruition. Mm-hmm. If I have the back, I've had Patrick has had my back. Yeah. Now, if Nicole is able to help Patrick a little bit, I would be just absolutely beside myself if it will come together. Okay. What other projects you're working on? Let's talk about some other stuff. Now, I'm going to leave you a few minutes. I know you do grant writing, some other things I want you to share as well. But
that's a really important though. The grant writing.
Yeah, for movies.
I know. It's a film.
He held out on me this whole time.
Well,
are you telling me this whole time?
No, I was coming at you.
The word.
I wanted you to get the excitement out of the way because I'm building the basement. You're building the top of the house, so I'll get you.
Okay.
I'll get you.
I felt like I was building the foundation.
You're on the got the first floor done.
Patrick's on the fourth floor, if you know what I mean.
Elevation.
Are you hungry? We could have had some pizza today.
That's right. John can always
share that first, and then I can share.
Oh no! You go ahead.
I did. Well, put him on that spot. Put him on there.
It's my show. I can put anybody on.
I'm
put on there. You do.
But I want to.
I'll be arms reach here.
I want to hear more of you, and I'll get mine in there. I'll get it in.
So I go through Julie Goldman Associates, and she just put out there that there's upcoming roles for a feature film, and guess who's on it? Who's the main star? Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yes.
I'm just letting you know, Mark Wahlberg
he lives here
is doing a feature film coming up. So Julie Goldman, through her Julie Goldman Associates, I put it on my Vegas Views, but maybe share on your page. I'm just going to tag it along because that's an opportunity. There's like police roles and club patrons. There's a lot of ways to be part of that set. It's a SAG set. Sometimes you get union vouchers. That's how you get to be SAG, though. You need 3 union vouchers or 1 Taft-Hartley. If you get 3 Taft-Hartleys out, then they force you to be SAG. I'm like, oh, you're gonna force me?
Oh, interesting.
So there's a lot with that, but I'm really, and there's always some kind of connection. Reach out, know who you are, know what you're about, and be helpful because people watch that on set. If it's only about you, guess what? You're just gonna stay to that. They're gonna see the character of being selfish. So learn the crew side.
Yes.
Learn the crew side. Learn stunts. I was doing stunt class with Jason Velez. I mean, he knows how to do those tactics.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he'll take you down with his eyes. I'm just like, but there's so many good ways to get involved. You do talk shows. Yeah,
I do it for fun. I do.
Yeah, and it's fun because that's how you get people out there. So you bring your talk shows, you bring your talent for the drums, and then we come together for a feature film. because this is something, a different platform
Sure.
where everybody likes to be part of because it's fun.
Absolutely.
There's some fun things to do, but it's work. No one sees that work unless you're behind the scene,
Right,
and you're,
right.
people are like, oh, you're just dressed in that nice, pretty dress, and that's it. You just have to pose and smile. It's like, yeah.
Mhm.
Nicole Butler never just gets to pose and smile, but Nicole Vegas,
Mhm.
just like that.
Well, it's funny you say it that way because Aaron's phone
Aaron's phone.
is filled with names and contacts since I've been doing this that guy Phil would have never had the opportunity to reach.
Sure.
And when I go through that and I see the people that I've been blessed that I've crossed paths with, including you two now, it's amazing. I pinch myself when I go through that and see the difference in who I know, who I've worked with or whatever. Just that connection, like you said, is really what it's all about. It's just amazing. And so you're right. This is a town that for 2.5 million people, everybody thinks about the mafia and we know all that. But the community itself, though, is really a close-knit community residentially. We support each other. Look at all the 1 October stuff. And when those 3 police officers at CC's was gunned down, all that stuff. This town comes together in a way that make people go, wow, that's Vegas? Yeah, because you know why? We don't live on the Strip.
No,
we live.
I know.
I'm not
I
pitching
tell
a
my
tent
friends
next
that all
to
the
Flamingo.
time.
There is residential areas here, and I think people lose sight of that because it's Vegas. All they see is the promotions, what happens here stays here, yada yada yada, and whatnot. But this show has been designed for many years. All the shows that I've done specifically to highlight the people that are behind the scenes, so to speak. Like you guys are, like we are, that is I like to call our movers and the real movers and shakers of this town, not politicians, not any of that stuff. We are the ones 24 hours a day that services community in a way that I guarantee you 9 out of every 10 communities wish they were as close as a community as this town is in the way we help each other.
That's right. And let me go into my segue perfect on that. I've been in Las Vegas personally now about 3 years, physically, I should say. I've been coming here for 8 to 10 years, working the Cowboy Christmas, the NFR at South Point. I was working there for years down there doing something. But one of the things I personally work on is nonprofit work, and I'm a grant writer for nonprofits. There's one gentleman out there I have to say I do a lot with. I'm very dedicated to succinctly. Frank, from Firefighter Memorial Transport.
He was in the chat room earlier.
I am diligently working for you with your nonprofit. But there's also in my heart, because I am a musician, I always love the arts. And when it comes to the arts and what's going on here right now, the film industry is definitely in the arts. I'm really moving forward more and helping with the arts district here. And Nicole, we will talk further on. That's my way of maybe helping you, because I am connected with the film association's organization in LA called the Filmmakers. And they do grants. And they do grants in California, but I'm getting them to see that there's another organization here that's going to do grants for organizations like yourself here in the state of Nevada. We have over 4,300 nonprofits in Las Vegas alone.
Really?
I know
So
that.
it's 4,300. My job has been lately, though, is everybody's stepping on each other's foot. So you're like, what you're trying to do and your collaboration with what you're doing, it's also going on out there in the nonprofit world. When I leave the studio here, I'll get probably about 6 or 7 saying, can you help me? Can you help me? But then I see, Sue's cancer fund for her child and Tom's cancer fund for his child and George's for their, and they're all trying to raise money, and God bless you for that. But there's organizations here that all can work together to do that, and we have to see that, right, Aaron? You know what I'm
absolutely, absolutely. I've being a member of Kiwanis for all the years that I have been.
Excellent.
I always felt, no disrespect to 3 Square or Opportunity Village, and they get huge support from this town. Okay, rightfully so. Rightfully so. I've always tried to want to focus more on the lesser known nonprofits that are doing just as good a work for their organization to help people as the big names are that get the support from the casinos and everybody else.
Yes,
these other nonprofits that are out there, the other 4,000 or whatever they are, they need as help. They need as much help as the big companies, the big nonprofits ask for it as well. The thing is, it's where the casinos control this city in terms of big dollars, right? And everybody's fighting for the same dollar.
Right.
That's
right.
the thing.
That's right.
And so you're right. We have to figure out a way to streamline the process by bringing people together.
Correct. And that's right.
I would
Exactly.
like
Yes.
to chime in.
go.
My
Yes,
thing
please.
is, I see people get me. Okay, you can help me out. Yes, thank you so much. What can I do now in return?
Right.
It can't just be a one-way
It
street.
can't be just
so
give,
that's
give,
why I
give.
volunteered so many places. I've had people offer me jobs for marketing and helping them out. Then I'm stuck with that. I can't. I have to go where the wind blows, and I have to be able
Absolutely.
to help where people are. So many people. If people knew behind the scene how many people that I've been able to come in contact with and redirect them to the resources. I mean, that's where
Sure.
it really is in this showbiz industry. For me, what's the point of doing all this and being out there if I can't give back and I can't pull the community together? Other than that, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Be that change.
Yes. And I just want one more thing about nonprofits is you're only as good as you give. So if you're a truly 501c3 or C6 or whatever, what you're sending out and giving out through your donations and your mission, giving out to your community, that makes you a good nonprofit. If you're just collecting it and keeping it, well, you're not going to be in business very long because the state attorney general is going to get you. But you're supposed to give. It's a give through.
Right.
It's a pass through, like you're talking about. So that's very important in that world.
I'm
Yes.
glad that we agree. Some people don't though. They're just like me, and I was like, it can't just
No.
be you. You
That
can
does-
fix you,
Right.
then pay it forward. And there's a lot of people that I met in the celebrities, and they were like, I never thought about giving back. Like, what?
How
You're
can they
having this-
not? Which is
but-
ironic that they like live in this cave and they don't
Well, they've
realize.
never had that
Right.
introduced to them.
Right.
So
Right.
this is, thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that so
Right.
much, because it's putting a spotlight. Do what you have to do for yourself, because you can't help anybody if you're not taking
That's
care
right.
of yourself.
And at the end, you
Yeah.
can't take it with you.
No. And there's
Put it out.
one actor that I adore, Michael J. Fox.
Yes. Oh, God bless
What
him.
he does right
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Right there.
absolutely.
That's all I
Still
can. There's
fighting
one
through
guy
it.
that what he does, what
Yep.
he is giving right there.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Real quickly, I want to give a shout out to my friend Aaron down in Lake Havasu. Nice of you to pop in. Hopefully, very soon as the Closed Closet nonprofit for homeless opens up, I'll be back down there with Christine to hopefully host their grand opening down there, as I was over the summer. And kudos for you, sir. Our friend Jennifer in Hawaii.
Yes.
She is watching and she says, Patrick looks good wearing a hat.
Well, Jennifer, thank
Take
you.
that for what it's worth. All right. We're about to wrap up and get out of everybody's way here. Real quickly, give the information again about the movie and where they can get it.
So Desert Fiends, you can check it out on IMDb. You can look Nicole Vegas up, Sean C. Phillips. Come be a part of it. Put a spotlight on your business, your talent. And down the road, though, when they do have the red carpet event, I would like to pick a couple of the nonprofits to give a portion back, because it has to be like that for me. So if there's anybody out there, please connect with me. I volunteer all the time. So if you
I
need
want you to look
volunteers,
up Kids Uplifting Kids. And I'll
Alright.
tell you about that when we get off the air.
Thank you.
Real quickly, before we go, I know Nicole is not a football fan, so that's why I've kind of waited for the last 2 minutes for this. I want your picks for the games real quickly. First game, Kansas City and the Jags. Who you got?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, Giants and Eagles. You better get the right
Giants.
answer. Very good answer. Bengals and Bills.
Bills.
And Dallas and Niners.
I'm going to go because he was from Green Bay. Dallas.
I don't know what to say after a while. Anyway,
I'm in trouble for that one with somebody. I know I am right now.
I'm going to get Kansas City, the Giants, Bengals, and Niners, because I hate Dallas that much. Anyway, with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please don't turn me off if you're a Dallas fan. Anyway, thank you for watching. We have a lot going on. Don't forget, next week, right here in this very hour from 12 to 1, Mr. George Miklos will be sitting in for me. He'll be hosting the show. His guest will be local filmmaker and screenwriter, Mr. Rick Shipley. So please give George a support. We would appreciate it. Patrick, as always, my friend, thank you for coming on.
You're
Love
welcome.
your support.
Thank you
for being here.
Thank you. Oh,
Nicole,
Amazing.
as always, you got so
And
much.
they're amazing.
Thank you so much. John behind the board, thank you very much. Everybody have a great week. As I always like to say on the going out, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. If you would like it or not, we're it. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
thank you, my friends.